Hey fight fans, welcome back to Fight Flow. Now, while every MMA channel out there is pumping out the same old fighter prediction videos about the Khamzat Chimaev and Dricus Du Plessis fight, how original, right? I'm not here to blindly follow the trend. It's easy to take the path of least resistance on YouTube, just make the same repetitive trending content and call it a day. But that's not what we're about here. My main goal, to bring you something fresh, something original. Content you won't find on 100 other channels doing the exact same thing. So if you're looking for a truly unique MMA content, you're always welcome to join our friendly fight fan community. Hit that subscribe button and be part of something different. Alright, enough of that bullcrap. Let's get to what you really came for. The best trash talk moments of Khamzat Chimaev and Dricus Du Plessis in their MMA careers. Let's go! Let's start with Dricus Du Plessis trash talk game. DDP is not the type to back down from a war of words. If an opponent starts pushing his buttons with some trash talk, you can bet this guy won't just smile and shrug it off. For Dricus, it's not about putting on a show for the fans or creating fake drama. When you poke him, he'll fire back, and he'll aim to cut deep. He'll go straight at you and won't hesitate to bring up personal stuff, if it means getting under your skin. And judging by how his opponents react, getting mad, emotional, even on the verge of tears, he's clearly effective at it. Now, this trash talk energy isn't something new for DDP. One of his first major heated exchanges happened long before the UFC days, back in South Africa's Extreme Fighting Championship, right before his title fight against Yannick Bahati. These two clearly didn't like each other. Dricus kicked off the press conference with some standard fight talk. I'm gonna beat him, smash him, take his belt. But then Bahati hit back with a wild accusation, claiming Dricus was using steroids.
See a guy sitting next to me holding a belt in a dead division. Somebody that I can smash and take his belt. That's what I see.
Him and Mr. Opperman have been in the toilet together, enjoying steroid up the ass. That's what I heard, so...
Now, just to be clear, Dricus has never tested positive or been caught using any banned substances. But once Bahati crossed that line, DDP went in hard. If you try to come for him, he's not afraid to hit you where it hurts. He turned it personal and accused Bahati of being a bad father, a serious low blow.
Look at the size of his head, you can tell he's been enjoying steroid with Mr. Opperman, so it's a pleasure to finally meet my African son in Dricus, so I see him as the welterweight champion, so I know it takes a lot of hard work to achieve something like that, so obviously he's won his belt for a reason, so in any second round I can just snatch it right now, do a Conor McGregor versus Jose Aldo, and down my belt. If I take it off him, you're gonna start crying. He's my son at the end of the day.
I watched that countdown show. Obviously your own son hasn't been getting too much attention.
What?
Your own son hasn't been getting too much attention, so maybe
Say
you can give me some attention. Maybe you can be a better daddy to me than to your own son. That would be great.
I know I'm your dad.
Yannick got so mad he actually slapped Dricus during the face-off. And that moment right there, a perfect example of how DDP can get into someone's head with just one cold, well-placed punchline. So it's not surprise what happened next. Bahati came into the fight angry, emotional, rushing straight at Dricus, and got submitted in the first round. But it was in the UFC where Dricus Du Plessis really had his time to shine. And once again, all it took was one perfectly placed punchline to light up the fire. This time the target, the reigning middleweight champion at the time, Israel Adesanya. Now let's set the stage. Back then the UFC had three dominant African-born champions, Kamaru Usman, Francis Ngannou and Israel Adesanya. They proudly called themselves the Three Kings of Africa. But Dricus came in like, hold my beer. He stepped up and basically said, I'm the only real African champion, because I still live and train in Africa. That one line flipped everything on its head. Say what you want, but factually, Dricus does live and train full-time in South Africa, unlike the others who moved abroad. That comment hit a nerve, especially with Adesanya. And once Dricus dropped that real African line, it kept popping up in every interaction between them. You could feel the tension build, until it exploded at the UFC press conference. Now Adesanya is usually called calculated, a sniper on the mic, but this time he lost his cool. He went full emotional, yelling, cursing, raw intensity, all aimed at Dricus.
He's saying that I made it
shut
about
the fuck up. You don't even know anything about my story. You have no idea who the fuck I am.
I don't care about your story. I don't care about your story.
Listen, my father and myself had to wake up at 4 a.m. and clean the banks while my mom studies to be a nurse. You don't know my story.
I don't care.
I will show you who you are Sunday. So right now, shut the fuck up.
I can't wait.
Back by unless you see.
And that's the thing about DDP. He knows how to press the right buttons. He knows how to find that one thing that gets under your skin and twist it. Adesanya's reaction, that wasn't just promo hype. It was personal, and that's exactly where Dricus strives.
That was me making my dream come true. Sunday, I'm gonna kill your dreams. I wanna kill your dreams.
Now, one of the wildest and most personal lines Dricus ever dropped was during his build-up with none other than Sean Strickland. As many of you already know, Strickland is a non-stop talker. A guy who fires off raw, unfiltered trash talk at anyone in his path. He doesn't hold back, and a lot of times he crosses the line. That's just who he is. So when he set his sights on Dricus Du Plessis, it was no different. Sean started doing what Sean does, throwing verbal jabs, constantly trash talking, pushing every boundary he could find. And for a while, Dricus just took it. He let Sean run his mouth. But everyone has a limit. During the lead-up to UFC 297, at the official UFC seasonal press conference in late 2023, Dricus finally snapped and hit back in a brutal and deep personal way. He brought up Sean Strickland's childhood abuse, a painful history Sean has openly spoken about in interviews, including how he and his brother were beaten by their father for even the smallest mistakes, a traumatic part of Sean's past that's been documented but rarely used against him.
Bro, you think your dad beat the shit out of you? Your dad doesn't have shit on me. I'm gonna show you what it's like to beat you. I mean, every childhood memory you have is gonna come back when I'm in there with you. Every single one, the one where you lie in bed at night, where your dad comes in and he beats the shit out of you.
I will take your f***ing soul. You understand me, you f***ing pussy? Yeah, you f***ing laugh, you f***ing.
Yeah, oh, I got a nerve. I see I hit a nerve there.
Now, say what you will about trash talk. That moment was heavy. It shocked the fans. Even the media paused. Dricus went there, to that dark place, and you could see it hit Sean differently. And that's the kind of psychological warfare DDP brings. He doesn't just throw insults, he targets your soul. If he decides to go personal, he's not pulling punches. It was risky, it was brutal, but it worked. Strickland later emotionally discussed his traumatic upbringing on Theo Von's podcast. He claimed Du Plessis attacked him mentally in a way he wasn't prepared for, and it visibly rattled him.
Dude, I remember like laying in bed, like I remember I stopped believing in God, man. Like, you know, like I have, yeah, it's crazy shit, dude. Yeah, so like
Any kid.
whenever Dricus goes on there and like he jokes about that shit,
Right.
it's like, dude, you have no idea.
Now let's talk about Khamzat Chimaev's trash talk game. Look, it's not secret that Khamzat's English has been a work in progress. When he first entered the UFC, his language skills weren't exactly polished. But honestly, that didn't matter one bit, because you could feel it. There's a verbal beast inside Khamzat just dying to come out. One of the first real glimpses of Khamzat's trash talk style came during the lead-up to his fight with Gerald Meerschaert, now Khamzat's UFC run. And even though his English wasn't fluent yet, the confidence already sky high. Before the press conference even happened, Khamzat was already throwing verbal jabs in interviews. He made it clear he wasn't impressed with Meerschaert at all. In fact, he openly said he'd rather fight Damian Maia, because in his words, nobody even knows who Gerald is. Straight disrespect. That rubbed Gerald the wrong way. This is a guy who had already fought plenty of times in the UFC, paid his dues and earned his spot. So being brushed off as nobody, that hit a nerve. By the time they got to the press conference, the tension had already been building, and it didn't take too long to explode. Gerald called Khamzat out for disrespect, and Khamzat, he didn't back down at all.
How many times you lose your fights?
Oh, I've lost quite a few fights. 31 and 13.
You think you're black belt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you lose when you fight tough guys, man.
Who give you
You'll
this
find
black
out
belt? I have
Saturday.
blue belt. I'm gonna choke you out.
You can go ahead and try there, buddy.
You have to give me your black belt to me.
A black belt doesn't really matter. It matters what you do. And I'm
But you talk about
submission.
your BJJ, like you like special BJJ guy. Train harder, Evan. Not talk about like I am jiu-jitsu, I am better than him.
The next big moment in Khamzat's trash talk evolution came during his build-up with Gilbert Burns, and this one got heated. From the very start of the press conference, Khamzat came out swinging, not physically yet, but verbally. He went straight at Gilbert, completely dismissing him as a threat, saying things like, "He's too small and he's not on my level." Classic Khamzat, no build-up, no hesitation, just pure pressure from the jump.
We are the real main event. No disrespect to the champions. Yeah, I think we're the people's main event. Thank you.
Hey, I'm gonna smash that guy, knock him out 1 minute, guys. I promise you. He's too little boy.
Let's do it. Can't wait.
Scary.
But here's the thing, Gilbert Burns didn't fold. In fact, he beat right back. Burns stood his ground, fired back hard, and what started as tension quickly turned into full-blown verbal war.
I feel he's in there. I said to him yesterday, show his power. He couldn't show that. He said, I show you last Saturday, and he turned around, you know.
I'll show you Saturday.
Wow, brother.
Keep the energy. I'll do it.
I'm gonna kill that guy. I have power in my hands. I don't care. He will be down. I will smash his face. I will stand up. I will knock him out.
See you Saturday, buddy.
I can see you every minute. Come on backstage, smash your face.
Yeah, I ain't do shit.
Like yesterday, yeah, you run around. That guy cry all these fights, you know, when he lose the fights, he cry. He lose to my coach 3 times, he cry after the fight, you know, they're gonna do the same thing again.
This press conference showed us a more refined, but still raw version of Khamzat's trash talk. His English had improved, his delivery was sharper, and his confidence through the roof. But it wasn't just about hyping the fight anymore. Khamzat was using his words to mentally break his opponent before the cage even closed. He wasn't just fighting bodies, he was trying to dominate minds. Now another guy who stepped into the fire with Khamzat and didn't back down was Kamaru Usman. Now let's be honest, Kamaru's not really known for being a big trash talker. He's usually calm, composed, all business. But when he was booked to fight Chimaev, you could feel a different energy. There was respect, no doubt. Khamzat clearly looked at Usman differently than his previous opponents. This wasn't some journeyman or rising contender. This was a former champion, someone who had been the top dog for years. But even with that respect, the tension was still there. Little shots being thrown, both guys posturing, testing each other. Khamzat wasn't screaming or going full berserker like with Burns. But he still made it clear, this is my time now, I'm going to take everything.
You know, we're gonna do the man dance, and you know, when my will up against his, we'll see who starts to unravel first.
I'm here to kill somebody here. It's the difference here. I'm not dancing in the cage.
I'm die in the process.
Smash that guy, take my money, be happy, do something else.
I've already said it before, I might not be the best striker, I might not be the best grappler, but when it comes to mixing it up, I'm the best in the world.
If you're the best in the world, man, you can't lose the fight. Why are you losing the fight?
You're right. You know, but that's part of being human, and that's a lesson I guess I have to teach you.
Khamzat Chimaev and Dricus Du Plessis definitely have very different styles when it comes to trash talk. Khamzat, he's all about raw aggression, straight up in your face talk. He's loud, intense, and never afraid to turn up the volume. With Khamzat, it's about overwhelming you with energy and making it clear from the jump, I'm here to dominate. Dricus Du Plessis, on the other hand, is a whole different beast. He's got that sharp, surgical trash talk, where he doesn't need to yell or get aggressive. Instead, he'll hit you with one perfectly crafted line that cuts deep, hits below the belt and gets under your skin, in a way that sticks. Where Khamzat goes for the knockout punch with volume and presence, DDP prefers the quiet precision of a sniper shot, subtle but devastating. Both styles work, but they couldn't be more different. That's about it, guys. Don't forget to drop your thoughts in the comments. Have a productive day, stay safe, and I'm out.